Indie Warriors! It is I, Literary Rose from I Dream of Indie, here to offer you my review of roguelite action platformer Tower Princess on the PC. Tower Princess comes to us from developer A Weak Team and publisher Hype Train Digital. After a successful Kickstarter in 2016, these Spain-based devs created a parody single-player action platformer that pokes fun at the typical knight saves princess convention. An evil dragon has taken prisoner all of the princes and princesses of the land and trapped them in their castle. Many knights have been defeated in their quest to save these royal heirs, and that is where we come in. You play a knight venturing into the castle and garden, rescuing captives and slaying foes as you make your way through the dungeons to the boss. Tower Princess is very reminiscent of classic 3D platformers in both the good and bad ways. You have large environments that are procedurally placed, but for the most part use the same structure and style each run. Speaking of run, yes, you heard that correctly. This is a roguelite, and not just a roguelite, a Souls-inspired roguelite. Now, to be completely transparent, platformers and Souls-like games are some of my least favorite to play, but I will endeavor to be as neutral as possible. Each foray into the castle resets the bosses and enemies and creates a new map, and for each run you have to choose between two knights. The two knights you can choose from are a sword-wielding knight or a musketeer. You start off with a basic attack, slashing with the sword or shooting with the musket, but you can unlock new attacks using tokens acquired through your gameplay runs. Each run starts at the outside of this evil dragon's castle, with other knights training nearby and vendors offering you upgrades ranging from more abilities to increased damage, map locks, etc. This is also where you will pick your princess or prince of choice to accompany you into the castle, with your starter princess being a totally human and definitely not lizard princess in a pink gown. Fear not, for it is not an escort mission. Your royal heir of choice has a special ability, with a cooldown, to assist you on your quest. Also, they can't take damage, which I was abundantly grateful for. My favorite escort was the zombie princess for her ability to provide a heal, which became essential later on and when I couldn't find health potions, but boy oh boy did her moaning and groaning become old as I moved around the map. Well, actually it wasn't so much moving as fumbling about in confusion. In terms of the map, I found it confusing. Perhaps this is a me problem, but I could not, for the life of me, figure out which direction was each door, despite looking at the map over and over again. The amount of time I wasted running back and forth through doorways, staring at the map, and then trying to roll my way through the spaces, I will never get back, and it absolutely hindered my enjoyment of the game. All of the environments are colorful and fun in their cartoonish art style, with even the gray stone walls of the castle interior emitting a cheerful tone. There were also some strange, playful depictions of people as art on the walls, which I imagine is related to the Kickstarter. But the standout designs were, of course, the princes and the princesses. The wimpy, snarky vampire prince and the penguin princess were already beyond charming. I found the difficulty in the design of the camera, the enemies' movements. So some enemies were easy, you could have a straight line of vision of them and knock them down, but others would shoot you the moment you walked through a doorway, and they could eliminate you in just seconds. And in my opinion, this didn't seem fair. The game didn't offer me a chance to prepare for these attacks, so I got into the habit of rolling through doorways in the off chance one of these long-range enemies was spawned in the area, and that didn't always work. On top of that, I found the camera and lock-on system hindered my gameplay immensely. The camera always needed adjustments and felt a bit off, with lots of messing around to make sure you could see ahead, and the lock-on system was worse, since you could be staring at an enemy right in front of you, but it would not lock on them and instead lock on to one far in the distance. Due to these gameplay issues I experienced, I was only able to reach one boss. I did finally progress into the next area of the game, the garden, but with the damage I was taking and the environmental platforming puzzles, I didn't reach much farther. Performance was perfect on my PC and the controls felt fluid with my controller, but mouse and keyboard are also an option. And in the settings, you have a good range of options from audio to video quality to rebinding controls and some backer exclusive perks. And finally, the sound design is perfectly acceptable. I wouldn't listen to this in my off time and it did become a touch annoying after a while, but that may be due to me getting frustrated with the game. Tower Princess offers you the classic medieval light instrumentals of heroic ventures. All in all, Tower Princess is a fine effort, but with the strange camera, the poor lock-on system, and my struggles with the map, I can't easily recommend this. If you love this genre and the parody element of this game speaks to you, well, go rescue your royalty.
Thank you so much for supporting clickbait-free content right here at I Dream of Indie, and we would now like to pay tribute to the brave indie warriors and legends that make this content possible. At the Indie Warriors tier, we have Bill, Adriana Amato, CJR, Julian Colbus, Ray Lynn, Marky Mint, Dave Harp, Peekaboo, Lex Noyle, Christian Cruz, PSC, Solaru C, Chic Geek, Ancha277, Acrophobe, Raphael Andrioli, Marty DMF, and Randy Pinball. At the Indie Legends tier, Nathan Moore, Skepticism, Jen Rose, Chris Jackson, Mr. W, Blue Francis 14, The Beefarinis, Business Cody, Chiron, Jace Glover, King of the Hatch, Ophidian Mind, Lord Metroid, Seacoil, and Larkison. Thank you so much for everything that you do for independent developers, publishers, and for I Dream of Indie. Help us bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming.